Assalamualaikum. My name is Iman Syuhada, Hiqmahhanna from Bestari, and today I'll be presenting about application of Archimedes principle, which is Plimsoll line, which is used on ship. Okay, so the first thing that we have to learn before we dive in is that we have to understand and know what is Archimedes principle. So Archimedes principle states that an object which is partially or fully immersed in a fluid will experience a buoyant force equal to the weight of fluid in space. The next thing that we should learn before learning about Plimsoll line is buoyant force. So the buoyant force is the force acting upward on an object immersed in a liquid when there is pressure difference between the lower surface and the upper surface of the object, as you can see in the picture. And then the basic thing is that we have to learn and we have to understand is why do ships float? So ship floats because although a ship is very heavy, they float on the surface of the sea. And this is because the buoyant force is equal to the weight of the ship. So the buoyant force acting on the ship is large enough because the ship is hollow and the volume of water displaced by the ship is sufficiently large. So the buoyant force is equal to rho dg, and the density of seawater varies with location and seasons. So for example, river water density and the density of the sea might differ, also according to the seasons. And lastly, to ensure that a ship is loaded within safety limits, the Plimsoll line marked on the body of the ship acts as a guide. So what is the Plimsoll line? So a Plimsoll line is a reference mark located on the ship's hull that indicates the maximum depth to which the vessel may be safely immersed when loaded with cargo. So if perhaps the maximum depth that should have the ship been immersed, they exceed the maximum depth that the ship should have been immersed, then it might be dangerous for the ship as it might sink. So this is the explanation. The TF stands for tropical freshwater, the F stands for freshwater, T stands for tropical saltwater, S stands for saltwater in summer, W stands for saltwater in winter, and WNA stands for winter North Atlantic. So further explanations about Plimsoll line is that internationally, the Plimsoll line on a ship is officially referred as the International Alert Line. So every type of ship has different level of loading, and the Plimsoll line on the ship generally varies from one vessel to another. And technically, no ship is able to absolutely float above. So as it travels across the waters, a certain portion of the ship is always immersed in the seawater, and the level of submerging is decided by the gross weight of their respective ship. So even the type of water in which the ship is floating influences the applications on the alert line. Sometimes even the oceanic regions and changing seasons affect the Plimsoll line as well. For example, here are some of the different oceanic regions. Here we have tropical freshwater, tropical saltwater, in which all of these have different densities, which would influence the use of Plimsoll line. And researchers have found out that the temperature and salinity of water also plays a key role in deciding the height until which the ship rests in water, which is why for example, here we got S, salt water in summer, and W is for salt water in winter, because summer and winter have different temperatures, and temperatures of the water also plays an important role in deciding the height until which the ship rests in the water. So to make sure that the ship doesn't sink, we should really pay attention to the Plimsoll line so that we don't exceed the maximum depth in which the Plimsoll line decides based on the types of oceanic regions that we travel and also the temperature of the oceanic regions that we travel.